Hello folks, welcome back to the channel. I've actually came back down from Belfast now, so I'm on the north coast. My family live in a caravan basically right beside the golf course, but it's also right beside the Muslim temple. If we can spin around, there we go. So I've just came up like a run walk this morning to freshen myself up. It's flip me and it's fresh alright. So I'm basically just going to like walk around the estate. Going to be back, have a few meetings this morning. So I'm talking to Paul Vaughan, who is the head professional and director of golf at Our Glass. So they're one of the golf clubs that are going to be trialling Handicaddie this year. So like I'm basically going to find out when the caddying season is going to commence. And then after that I'm going to get a bit of lunch and nip out to the golf course for 9 holes. So I'll check in with you later on. Look at that. Unreal scenes. Like if you knew a rough time frame of when you think caddying would actually be coming back, like do you think it would be July or would it be later on? 3 golf clubs had their own issues and then they sort of meet in the middle with the same recurring issues. So I think like version 1 we're trying to address that, so what is like the common problems, and then you know once we get more resources and we've proven that first version, then we can expand out. Yeah, and I would like to get down to the day in person whenever it is being launched. I would like to be there, you know, as well, all COVID permitting. But no, again, thanks very much for your help, Paul. It's always appreciated, and I'll send that contract across anyway, and I'll be in touch soon. Sure. Finished up that meeting with Our Glass. Went pretty well. All we're really trying to do is confirm the sort of dates in which they'd be willing to start using our platform, and to get a contract pretty much signed for a 1-month trial. So yeah, I mean, Paul is a fantastic guy. He's been brilliant as far as giving us feedback through our whole journey. I think I met him was like June 2020, and you know, as soon as I went in, he got our concept straight away whenever other golf clubs weren't getting it at the start. So yeah, he's been a brilliant guy to actually like talk through our idea, share ideas with. It's a cracking course. It's pretty much right beside Royal County Down as well, so the amount of visitors down there has increased a lot over recent years, apart from COVID of course. But yeah, great call with Paul. So now I'm going to get a bit of lunch and then head down to the golf course. Also looking, I've got a lot more tan in the last 24 hours. My face looks like burnt up. Look like a little Spanish lad. Alright, so just hit my first tee shot there, down the middle with a nice 4-iron. Nice way to get started off. But yeah, just out to relax this afternoon. I'm actually heading back to the house this evening, so no expectations really. The wind's got up a bit, so just out for a bit of crack. I usually try and do this midday. I'll either go out for a bit of golf, do a run, something like that to take myself away from work. And then I'll probably work till about 6 or 7 once I get back. So I'll try and show you a bit around the course. I'll play the front 9 this evening. The course looks actually to be in really good nick. The rough's got up a little bit, but to be fair, it's links golf. What else do you expect? So gonna get up and hit my second shot in now. I've been lucky enough to play this course since I was 14, so yeah, I'll try and show you around the front now. I'll probably do an extended vlog of like 18 holes once I bring the tripod down from Belfast. So yeah, gonna whack my second shot into the first now. Just finishing up here now, so probably gonna go back, get a form of energy drink, maybe a bite to eat, and then I'll get in the car and go back to the house and give you a bit of a rundown of what our plans are before launch. Apologies for the wind noise, it's probably shocking, but
it is what it is. So I'm back now in the Eglinton house after travelling down from Castleknock. It was actually quite nice to get up there, you know, just enjoying myself for a few days. Obviously, I did do a bit of work. We have somewhat a bit of Wi-Fi. I got 1 or 2 hours every day to do a bit of work, but I've been home and I've got a good bit of work done and I'm on top of things now. I actually had a meeting with the Handicaddie team last night and we were chatting through sort of the progress being made on the software development side of it. And Jamie, my software engineer, who actually is also a caddy at Castleknock, he was taking us through the progress being made in that. So he's got the golf club part of the app pretty much finished off, which is probably the part that we want to nail down the best, you know, starting off. Obviously, if we can get golf clubs on board with Handicaddie, then, you know, it's going to be a massive boost because they're in essence sort of like the central hub that's going to be connecting caddies and golfers. You can't really caddy without getting the golf club's consent. So everything, you know, everything's looking positive. You know, we have a date set for June 12th as far as finalising the development of our software. And as I say, from a meeting there with Hourglass, they said that more than likely there'll be caddying resuming in August or September, but we want to be ready for July, just in the case that, you know, there is some caddying. There's other courses we're speaking to, such as the likes of Royal Dornoch and Lahinch, who may potentially have caddying going on in July. So as I say, we want to be ready for that. So I actually got a funny email the other day. I entered a competition, was the Ireland Student Entrepreneur Awards, ran by Enterprise Ireland, and I somehow got through to the final 50, and then they narrowed it down from 50 to 10. You had to submit like a business plan sort of thing, and I've got into the final 10 now. The final is on June 11th. I have to submit a PowerPoint for that and then do a 15-minute presentation in front of the judges with the opportunity to win 10 grand. So over the next few weeks, I'll probably document my journey up to the final as well. The good thing is, just by showing up to the final, I'm guaranteed 1,500 quid. So, you know, regardless of what happens, it's going to be positive. And also, anytime you can pitch your business, it's a good experience. You're going to learn something from it. You know, you need to be able to communicate what your business actually does, ideally within 30 seconds, not even 5 minutes. So we want to make some really impactful slides and yeah, go for it. Getting back to the actual functionality of the website. Around March by this year, you know, we had an aesthetic but not a functional app. So what I mean by that is that it looked really good. You know, you would think by going through it at a surface level that everything was there, but from a functionality perspective, it was a nightmare. So notifications weren't necessarily working, and there are things that needed tweaked from a caddie's perspective and also a golf club's perspective. And this was no fault of our developers. You know, we got a grant from a company called Techstart, and you know, it's very difficult to work remotely with a developer that didn't actually have experience within the golf caddying industry. So this was certainly a challenge, but now we have a software engineer that has been a caddy and is heavily involved in the golf industry. So that's sped our progress up massively. You know, we can sit in the evenings and have 2 to 3 hour calls, you know, making sure our progress is right. And we're working very much off sort of a sprint methodology now, in which we're setting objectives for 3 weeks, working towards that, and then if there's any changes to be made, we can change quickly instead of giving sort of a brief of a software project and then waiting like 6 months to a year and then coming back and have a look at it, and the product's just not going to be exactly what you want. So yeah, we're pretty much nailed down the golf club route now. Next stage is to make sure the caddy route is brilliant and to make sure we have a fantastic launch in all the golf clubs we're going to partner with. So yeah, I promised I would upload this week. It's going to be once a week going forward. So this will be following in the next few weeks sort of my journey up to the final of the Ireland Entrepreneur Awards, and also, you know, behind the scenes as far as our development of the software. And hopefully I'll be playing a few courses around Ireland in the next few weeks also. If you haven't checked out Handicaddie's website, I'll leave a link in the description. And we've also built a caddying community behind our platform. We already have 70 caddies from throughout Ireland and the rest of the world on board. So here I post job opportunities for caddies and the ability to network. So if you are a caddy, please feel free to join. I'll also include an invitation to the community in the description. Cheers for viewing, guys, and I'll catch you in the next one.